Cool. Welcome everybody to a new and long overdue episode of our other podcast, Cringe or Binge. Today we're bringing you guys season 2, episode 1 through 3 of The Mandalorian. Guys, we're going to be going over it. Just for you guys, since this has been so long, we're just two dudes. We go through shows or movies or things like that we like. And give you guys our honest opinion, just as two regular guys. Are we gonna get things right? Maybe. Are we gonna get things wrong? Maybe. But this is just our opinion, and our opinions matter. So, with me today is my co-host, Kendall. Kendall, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good, just chilling, playing some PS5 and stuff like that. Built a new home gym, so I don't have to get off my ass and actually go to the gym. I can just walk down in the garage and be like, all right.
Best way to do it. And everybody, I'm Fred. And so let's hit it up. Now, we were originally going to do this episode per episode. We don't know if we're going to do that going on from here on out, but at least for right now, we decided that, you know what, we're gonna do the first 3 episodes, make it a little interesting. So far, before we break down per episode, Kendall, what do you think of the series so far for the first 3 episodes?
For the first 3 episodes, I feel like it started off like super slow. I feel like with the way that season 1 ended and everything left such a huge impact or whatever, that they could have started just a little bit faster, because I feel like the first and second episodes were essentially what a lot of people know when, like watching other shows or animes. Spin-off filler, didn't really give into the whole overarching story.
Yeah.
But was just like there to entertain, like with the action scenes and stuff like that. But finally, when I got around to season 3, things really started picking up.
You mean episode 3?
And then we got back on track. I was just like, this is where we should have started.
Exactly. So, well, let's start going with a. We'll break this down episode by episode now for you guys. That way, you guys know. And before we go any further from what you heard from Kendall right now, let's not lie to ourselves. There will be spoilers. All right. So
yeah,
before anybody gets upset. Before anybody goes like, hey man, I haven't seen that episode yet, or anything like that, I'm going to be real with you guys. There's going to be spoilers. So if you guys have not seen any of these episodes, go watch them. Come back and watch us on YouTube. Go look for our podcast, Cringe or Binge, on the podcast place. I don't want anybody to get upset. So with that was our warning. Everybody got it. Here we go. All right, Kendall. So we got first episode is episode 9, aptly named The Marshal. Right. We're gonna start off with that.
Yep.
It's chapter 9. Right. They didn't go the route where you go. Where you go like season 2 episode 1. They're continuing. Last season was 8 episodes, and they just continue on to the next one, episode 9.
Yep.
I like that. I don't like that. I mean, I like to know that it's the next season. It's kind of cool. It's just a continuation, but at the same time, I'm like, season 2, episode 1 could have been cool too. Anyways, The Marshal. I think it's an aptly named. I like how sometimes these titles give you kind of like a heads up of what the episode's going to be about. So, you get to see Boba Fett's armor, right? I'm not going to lie. I got excited. I know there's a lot of people that feel some type of way about Boba Fett. I like Boba Fett. And I don't care. I'm not ashamed to say that. It's
classic Star Wars character.
Right. And I think it's cool, to have some of the how can I put it? A little bit of the nostalgia factor. I like that it's a new show, right? That it does its own thing, but I also like that it goes back to the original characters. That you get a little bit of that sauce. You know what I mean? They don't hinder away from it. Uh, well, anyways, you find the marshal. You think it's Boba Fett. It's not Boba Fett because he takes off his helmet, and you realize that it's just considered the sheriff of that town.
Yep.
Our Mandalorian Mando there, he gets upset because he follows creed. You don't take your helmet off for nobody. Nobody gets to see your face. So he gets upset. They're at the bar. He asks for it tells him where'd you get the armor. You get the little explanation of the backstory about how he was, the bandits come into the town. He escapes, starts walking away, gets picked up, and then he winds up stealing something, I think, from the bandits and was able to buy the armor. And then he comes back and saves the town, and that's how he kind of becomes their sheriff of the town with Boba Fett's armor.
Yep. Now, I also want to just point out that this entire episode was just like a knockoff Tremors. I just want to say that.
Yeah. You know what? But I kind of like that.
The entire episode, I felt like knockoff Tremors.
You know what? But I like it because even though it gave you that Tremors vibe, right? And I didn't want to hit that yet, but I liked it though. I like Tremors, and I feel I feel like they played it in a respectful and lovely way. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't too cheesy, but they gave you, like I said, dude, they gave you that sauce, right? Because they go back, they go back to that Sarlacc pit, right? So they give you that little bit of like, oh, that's where Boba Fett died, right? Supposedly. If you guys are watching this episode, we all know our boy Boba. He alive.
Nah, he dead.
Oh no, he ain't dead, man. Come on.
Nah, he dead.
No, he ain't dead. Nah, they ain't gonna do my boy like that. He'll come out later. You'll see. But
nah, he dead.
Oh man.
Him and Django.
No, Django's dead. Django's dead. But technically, I mean, he's a clone, right? So wouldn't he be alive?
Nah, he dead.
All right. Well, anyways. So, they go off to fight. What was that? What do they call that big old dragon thing? The giant tremor.
What? The sand dragon? You mean the tremor worm?
The tremor, yeah. The sand dragon. So Mando gets an agreement to get the armor back if he helps him fight off that giant sand dragon, and I think for being the first episode back of the season, I thought it was a good episode. It was strong. You come back fighting another giant monster, just kind of like when he fought that rhino in the first season. Kind of gives you that reminiscent vibe. As you're watching it, you feel like, hey man, the crate dragon. Thank you very much. Yeah, he's fighting the crate dragon. It gives you that reminiscent vibe of the first season. So you kind of feel like. You feel like, oh shit, here we are. We're back at it. It's about to get good. And I appreciated that. I liked it. I liked the turmoil between the townspeople and the desert people that they had. I mean, this episode had a little bit of everything for me. It hit the right spots, and like I said, you see at the end of the episode, you have Boba Fett hanging off on the side, watching his armor travel away from him. Mm-hmm. So for me itself, it hit everything I wanted to for the first episode of the season. It really brought me in. I was really enthralled. It was almost like a 50-minute episode or something like that.
About like 56 minutes, I think.
Yeah, something like that, right? It was a long episode, but it didn't feel long. It was so tightly packed, so done right, that it felt, it felt just right, just where you needed it. Oh, and let's not forget the fight scene at the beginning when he's looking for the he's looking for the Mandalorian, but he goes to that UFC fight that they have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if you watch the trailers for it, you saw the scene where, you know, he's asking for, hey, have you seen the other Mandalorians? And then he's gonna use those like whistle rockets or whatever he's got on his wrist, and the little lid on Baby Yoda's little baby crib closes. I thought that was pretty funny. I liked it in the trailer, and I liked seeing it there. So I mean, so kind of what do you?
Yeah, that part was funny. I'm not gonna lie.
So what do you?
Especially right when the crib closed.
So what do you think of the first episode? Like, what are your highlights? What did you like?
Well, for one, I like the fact that the Mandalorian's back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, really enjoyed the first season.
Right.
My only complaint is I feel like because of the way that the first season left off with such a bang or whatever,
Right.
that season 2, episode 1 started off a little too slow.
Mm.
Like, you know, we didn't have anything with, you know, the Empire or any of those guys.
Okay.
We don't have the saber. There's no signs of the saber at all. Nowhere. There's no troopers.
Mm-hmm.
No nothing. I mean, you figured they would be kind of like maybe chasing them across the galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
And then, you know, because, I mean, we know he went to go, like, find more of his kind, you know, to follow the trail of the Mandalorians or whatever, because,
Right.
you know, that's how they ended up. So,
Right.
in a sense, it's kind of like it's doing what it's supposed to, but I feel like it's starting off a little too slow.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it would have started faster,
Right.
but it is what it is. It wasn't a bad episode, but I feel it could have been better. Just a little bit, but things happen.
That's right. There are Easter eggs in all these episodes. You know, you can find them. That's always a thing. I feel like the first episode did cater to hardcore fans. You know, with all the places they visit. Because where do they go back? Was it Tatooine they go back to?
Yep, and go back to Tatooine.
Right. I mean, and so there's a lot of callbacks to the movies, to a lot of the stuff. So a very good hardcore fan would look at that and really enjoy that fan service. Really enjoy going back to nostalgia. You know, and I get that. It seems like they're adding that a lot more in. I like it. I don't think it's gratuitous fan service. I think it adds to the world building, you know, to kind of make it cohesive and bring everything together. So that way you feel like this is part of like Star Wars, even though it is its own story. It's doing its thing. It's doing, you know, that's what I also enjoy about it. But it's also really makes you feel like it is part of this world, like it is bringing it in. So the one thing that I was happy is that Timothy Olyphant's character doesn't die. Right? I was afraid that he would, because I really liked him. I thought he looked fucking cool, and I hope they bring him back. You know, maybe in another episode or another something.
Mm-hmm.
But we will see with that, because let's move on to episode 2. Right?
Are you sure you want to go to episode 2, the most boring episode of the season
You know
so
what?
far?
Okay. Here's the thing. So it's chapter 10, The Passenger, right? At first, I kind of got excited when I first started watching it, right? I thought this was gonna be kind of cool, right? I thought the idea. I'm like, oh man, now they're gonna start traveling, right? Because he shows back up. He's gonna get his shit fixed. They got the gambling scene right. It almost feels like a little bit of that a Star Wars scene where Han Solo is gambling and then he shoots first, right? Depending on how you feel, you know, it gives you those vibes. It gives you the reminiscent stuff. Like you're really feeling it. And then they kind of give him the mission of, hey, you know, you take this said passenger and you travel with him. And then when you get there, the person that's waiting for this traveler will let you know where the Mandalorians are, because supposedly they've seen him. So you get this, you got this feeling of like, all right. I see what's going on. You know, this is gonna get good. This is gonna get exciting. Now, I don't want to jump the gun, but the one issue that I had, I liked the episode, but the one issue I had was having two big monsters at once, like one episode then to the next one. I started to get concerned that this was going to be like a trait following every episode. That every episode we're just going to fight some kind of giant monster, and that's what it's going to be. And
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, and that no, but that was a concern of mine. Like I like the way that the first like the first season was a long kind of movie, right?
Yeah.
Because episode per episode, they all, even though some of them were like kind of their own contained story, it still played to the next part, and it flowed as this one big kind of overarching story. So that's what I liked. Here I was concerned because the first episode seems like it was laying some kind of foundation for something, and watching the second episode, I was like, oh man, are these just gonna be like one-off little kind of stories as it goes along, you know? That was a concern I had as I was working my way through the episode. Now watching episode 10 and then episode 11, I feel like 10 and 11 are like one episode.
Not even. I mean, episode 10 shouldn't just exist, basically. In my opinion, either that or just completely change what happened in episode 10 because it was straight up filler episode.
All right.
I mean, granted, there was some parts in it that were funny, like Baby Yoda eating the eggs.
Okay, but see, this is where I was going to go with so in episode 10 he's eating the eggs, right? And you so okay, so let's go with this. So he gets his passenger, right? Let's explain that. He gets this frog lady who's kind of you know kind of doing her thing, you know. I actually thought they were gonna maybe be his new love interest, you know, a frog. Frog and her.
Frog, a fish frog, and Baby Yoda.
No, not Baby Yoda, the Mando.
No, Baby Yoda.
And her unfertilized eggs, and I thought she was gonna be like Mandalorian, fertilize my eggs, and I was like, damn, Star Wars getting spicy up in here. But not just saying. But yeah, so he goes to take her. They end up fighting some. They end up flying through space. They can't use. They can't go into hyperspace because of her eggs are gonna die or something like that. These eggs are her last eggs. She wants to get them fertilized because then, if not, her race will die off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he reluctantly takes her because, well, he needs to find some Jedi to take Baby Yoda. So he goes on his trip, and that's where we get into the adventure part, right? They're going through space.
Essentially, what happens is there was a traffic stop. Mando got pulled over by fucking X-wings,
right.
And then he tried to make a run for it, you know, and then he tried to pull some sick moves. Ends up, you know, crashing into a snow planet and stuck in an ice cavern with an extremely damaged ship. And then they're kind of stuck there, and while he's repairing it and shit,
Baby Yoda
dumb
eats
shit
the spider.
happens.
Yeah, Baby Yoda eats a spider. The frog goes into a hot tub, and then all of a sudden a giant ass spider comes out with all its little babies, and they're trying to kill him off.
Yep, and then meanwhile, Baby Yoda's eating frog eggs, and frog lady's trying to like protect her eggs, and then Mando's just shooting 50 million fucking spiders that are crawling and creating webs everywhere.
Yeah. Now I'm not gonna lie, it did. The episode did have good tension, right? It did create, I think, what it wanted to do. It created the tension that it needed. Because I'll be honest, you know, as I'm watching it. It wasn't my. It had good parts to it. And I did get excited. I mean, you did get a little bit like, oh shit, here comes a giant spider, and as they're shooting it and throwing little bombs at it, you're kind of like, oh man, are they gonna be able to get away? And it does its thing. It creates a little bit of tension, and then when Mando jumps out and he's like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go take him out. And then the X-wings come and save him. You know, so. It does its job. There's tension. Did you hear that people wanted to cancel Baby Yoda because he ate the eggs?
People wanted to cancel Baby Yoda for okay, look. First of all, people are fucking retarded.
Because he was creating a genocide. I don't know how true that was or how far that went, but that's what I saw.
I mean, it's like, didn't people not see what he was eating when he was out on Dagobah?
Eating the frog? You mean?
Like,
no, remember,
he's a carnivore, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Babies need to eat too. They were on a frozen planet.
You gotta do what you gotta do, right, to survive. They were unfertilized eggs, technically, so I mean, at least they weren't like a living baby. But I guess that's what I read. I don't know if that was a joke. I don't know if people were serious. You know, I just happened to see that popped up. I was checking out my Google. You know how Google does its own little news, kind of like depending on what you search and you check out on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of went on that, and then all of a sudden there was a little article that says people want to cancel Baby Yoda, and I was like, what the hell did Baby Yoda do other than being the most adorable baby on the planet? And
it's like, oh, I was having an identity crisis. Like, Baby Yoda is so cute, but he's a genocidal maniac. He's eating frog eggs. It's like, oh my god, shut the fuck up. You probably, have scrambled eggs or fried eggs every now and then. So it's like,
Baby Yoda said, "Delete us, feed us." That is hilarious.
So I mean, and then he definitely took another egg for the road.
He
like
did.
Right at the end of the episode, he looks like dead straight in their eyes, and then eats another egg.
I gotta ask, where did he keep that? Like, does his jacket have pockets?
I don't know. Maybe he used the Force and turned the eggs invisible, and then he used like a Jedi mind trick to make the frog lady forget about her missing eggs or some shit. Because it's like, I was waiting the whole time, waiting to see if she would like do something or like figure out some of her eggs went missing, because he had like 5.
That's what I was wondering. Well, did she ever realize that a bunch of them went missing, or did she even care?
Like, there was like 5.
We got First Class Gaming here saying there were Force pockets.
See, told you, Force pockets.
There you go, dude.
Or Invisiforce.
You know, it makes me wonder. Is this like his boba? You know how we eat boba, and you got those tapioca pearls that you get in your drink. Is that like his boba? You know.
Who knows? Maybe he's gonna put in some bone broth or some chowder.
Puts a giant straw in that stuff and just starts drinking out of it, getting little eggs in.
Yep.
I mean, hell, why not? But yeah, I mean,
so,
out of the first 2 episodes, I think episode 9 was a lot more solid than episode 10. I thought it, but like I said, watching episode 11, I think it serves its purpose. Yeah, it's a little bit fillery, but I think it sets you up. It sets you up for the next episode to go on that way. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it was entertaining enough, I guess you could say, but
you know what? Because I will be honest, like. Obviously, it seems like we're going through these objectively, because that's what we like to do. You like to talk about it objectively and being honest. And I know some people are not gonna. Oh my God, Boba Fett coincidence? I think not. Valerian Morningstar has a good point here.
All right, so all those eggs are at potentially future baby Boba Fett's, and then Baby Yoda is like, you know what? We don't need any more Sarlacc pits getting fed, so I'm gonna eat like 6 of these motherfuckers, and then I'm gonna force Jedi my way out of this, because she's not gonna know.
Think of it like this before we move on to this next thing that I was about to say. In Jurassic Park, you use frog DNA to finish the dinosaurs' DNA that you were missing. Okay, Boba Fett got eaten, so we're missing some of his DNA. So what if we use frog DNA to bring him back? So it's
what if we use Yoda DNA?
So he's Frogafett on the next run.
You mean Flippy from Star Fox?
That was his sister. Oh, Flippy. But
anyway.
Yeah. Anywho. So. Yeah, I mean, we don't think these episodes are bad. Don't get us wrong. Like, we're not. I know we're being a little objective, and sometimes it might sound like, oh man, these guys didn't like it. We did enjoy the episode for what it was. We enjoyed it. I didn't have any complaints about it in the sense of, like, when I watched it, I wasn't like, oh man, this is trash, let me turn it off. I just afterwards was like, man, I don't know. I kind of wish there was a little bit more going along. But I will tell you this. We're getting to episode 11. Number 9, honestly, The Marshal was one of my favorite episodes of the season so far, right?
Well, there's only 3. There's not many to choose from.
Hey. I'm just saying, so far, okay, I don't think
So
I'm
far,
wrong.
first episode.
First episode, episode 9, was one of my favorites. Now, that was until episode 11. All right, let me tell you, fan service was done. All right, at least me. When I started watching the episode, it was dope. It was man, I don't know how to explain it. Like I see the potential of where this season can go, but I also think that episode 11 could be like a little backdoor pilot to another good series, right? If you think about it, like I don't know, have you heard that they're gonna do an Ahsoka show, right? Okay. What if
Wasn't she supposed to show up in season 2 of Mando?
She is showing up sometime. Now, I don't know if she's showing up because, well, okay. So let's break this episode down because then we can go into that stuff and a little bit of speculations after we're done with this. So episode 11, they get to the planet, and I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't want to sound weird with anybody. You don't see any frog sex, all right? I'm just gonna put that out there for anybody's disappointment. You just know that the frog lady and her frog husband get together, and there's a little tadpole. How does it get done? I don't know. Disappointment, right? You know, they build up to this climax, but there's no frog love. So I don't know how you guys feel about it. I'm gonna vote this episode 1 out of 10. Why? No frog love. But no, I'm just playing.
Alright, strange reasons, but alright, you know what? You do you. That's fine.
Okay. You know, I'm just saying. You know, if you're gonna go full, right? You know, don't go halvesies. No, so they land on the planet. Yeah, see, there's some people right there in the chat agreeing with me.
Y'all are fucking weird. I'm just saying.
Yeah, see, big letdown, dude. Big letdown. They had a chance. They had a chance. They could have shot for the 3, and they didn't. I mean, you know, that's how games are won. Sorry. No, they get to the planet. They're gonna land on it. I thought, it made me chuckle. I thought it was kind of cool. You know, you get this exciting, like, oh man, I don't think I'm gonna be. You know, we gotta re-enter into the planet. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to land. You know, what if we burn on re-entry? And you see it, and then he locks down. The way it's done, you would typically think, you know, this is a hero's moment. He's going to land perfectly, and it's just going to slam on the ground right before, you know, right on the pad. But what does it do? It just kind of tilts over and lands in the water. I thought that was funny.
No, the engine blew up, and then he lands fine, and then the engine blows up, and it knocks it over.
Well, okay. But I thought that was pretty funny. I thought that was pretty funny. Not like
that was great.
Not in a huge ha ha ha, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Because, you know, you would think, like, oh, he's going to be all cool and badass when he gets down. But no, it just goes poof, and then he lands in the water, and then they got to pull him out with a crane. And I was like, damn, savage. Oh, I give the episode 10 out of 10 frog eggs. Oh. How many?
Yeah, because it's the best episode far, because it's finally getting to the good shit.
But how many eggs are you going to take off when Baby Yoda eats them? You know what I'm saying?
5.
Oh, it's going to be 5 because he ate 5?
Yeah.
5 surviving, 1 Baby Yoda and 5 surviving eggs as the episode. But no, you know, I will say what I did like is after. Well, okay. So anyway, so he lands on there. We'll get to that because I was gonna say something, but I'm like, nah, let's not jump again. So he gets there. He gets to the planet. He starts trying. He reunites them. He asks the guy, "Hey, man, I need to find a Mandalorian." He hooks him up with what was that guy's name from Pirates of the Caribbean? Like the third one, was it the second one? The one with Davy Jones. He hooks him up with Davy Jones's cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Who happens to be working at a inn/tavern/food eatery, drinkery, whatever, cantina.
Well, it's whatever the fuck you want to call it. I think it was eating. It was they. It looks like they're like a shipping yard. So yeah, so he's like, yo, I've seen Pirates of the Caribbean. I really enjoy the movies. He's like, so Davy Jones, can you hook me up? And he was like, he's like, I got you, fam. So I like
he
that.
walks over, talks to some guy at a table.
Uh-huh.
He's pointing over at Mando. He's like, hey, hey, hey.
So he goes, yeah.
Everyone needs to eat.
Mm-hmm. I like how he goes. I like how they take. He goes and talks to the crab people. Or I mean, Squid Boy and Lava Girl.
Zoidbergs.
Yeah, I actually genuinely thought, like, I wasn't expecting that. Right? I don't know if anybody else was, but I was so kind of locked into the episode watching it. I thought, oh, okay, so these guys are the guys that are going to take him to go see the other Mandalorians. And in a way,
Technically they did.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. In a way, they do. But it's crazy that and I wasn't expecting that either, I guess. It's the first time I've seen that, where he kicks his shit out of Baby Yoda's crib right into that fucking worm or squid little...
whatever the fuck it was.
Whatever his cage was. And he fucking swallows him up. Dude, I kid you not, I gasped. I was like, what the fuck? When he ate
I expected it.
I didn't. I was like, what did you do to my kid? I was like, no, Baby Yoda, don't go. And then he gets swallowed up. And this is where I was going to go. If Baby Yoda wasn't chewing on those eggs before, he wouldn't know what it felt like to be in an egg and to get eaten by something bigger than him. See what I'm saying? This is the redemption arc. This is the redemption arc. This is what Star Wars does, you know? Not everything is just a thing. Some things are lessons, and you can learn good life lessons from Star Wars. That's all I'm saying.
Eat frog eggs, and you'll get eaten inside like a robotic crib by squid people. Zoidberg.
And just like a good dad, you know, like a good husbando.
He jumps in, gets caught.
Yeah, he jumps in, man. No second thought. He's like, "Can I swim? I don't know. Fuck this. I'm saving Baby Yoda." And then he jumps in, and then he's like, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe." And
well, it wasn't even that. It's just like he noticed that they closed the cage on him, and he's like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
And then they started like stabbing him in the cage thing, and I was like, "Oh man, what's gonna happen to our boy? Is this how he goes out? Is this the end of season 2? A pretty quick season, right? You go, man, this guy's gonna die right here. This is intense." Oh my god, like Qui-Gon Jinn says, "There's always a bigger fish." Says First Class.
Phantom Menace, Star Wars Episode 1.
Thank you, First Class Gaming.
On the way
to beautiful quote. But in that you get the exciting scene where the 3 Mandalorians drop down on them and save the day. Right? They pull them out, and they have that callback to the first episode of the season where they all take their helmets off, and Mando just kind of like, you see him. It's always this cool thing, like you see him walk up, and it's almost like in the body language, where as he's walking up, he's kind of like, you know, brothers and sisters kind of thing, like excited, like I'm almost excited to say, hey fam, what's going on? And then when they all take off their helmets, he kind of like does a little like almost step back to be like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
See, but the thing is in the ensuing conversation, we learned something that apparently there's like multiple sects of Mandalorian.
Now,
like did you because they look over and they're like, oh, he's one of them.
Now, did you ever watch the Star Wars cartoons that they had?
No. And I have not seen any of the cartoons.
Now, sadly. I cannot remember. The chat might know this. I cannot remember if that was in Rebels or Clone Wars, where the Mandalorian comes out, because that's where the Darksaber originates from the cartoons. And I'm respecting the dual lightsabers. Yeah. So that's where they originates from, and the character what was her name? Bo-Katan. Is that who it was? I believe that's what her name was. The Mandalorian, because that's why it's called the Heiress, because she's supposed to take over and be the leader of the Mandalorians. But to be the leader of the Mandalorians, you have to have the Darksaber. And so the Darksaber was lost in the Purge. And this is where I was going to, and alluding to the beginning. What if this little scene that we're getting right now, you know, what if Disney goes, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do for another like Mandalorian series." What if they go through the purge of Mandalore, where they do the big fight, and you actually get to see that war going on, and then you can go with your. I think she's gonna be a bad guy. Oh, I hope not. First Class Gaming says she feels like she might be a bad guy at a certain point, and I hope not.
Well, it depends on whether or not Mando or Baby Yoda tries to take hold of the Darksaber.
All right, this is my predictions. We're gonna see the reign of Baby Yoda as a Mandalorian, holding the Darksaber and wielding his Jedi powers. It's gonna be something like that. That's where we wind up in season 4 or 5 or whatever. Baby
If
Yoda.
that's what it ends up as, that's gonna be fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
What? I think it would be the coolest thing ever.
A fucking Mandalorian Baby Yoda Jedi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
A little
hybrid. A little hybrid, dude.
Yeah, you keep your hybrids.
He could be a king forever, dude.
Nah.
Yeah, and then that way, or maybe like First Class Gaming says, maybe Mando's the worthy one, to rule, and maybe Baby Yoda's his assassin, an assassin with a creed. You could say in a Assassin's Creed.
That was bad, and you should feel bad.
I do feel bad about that. I was trying to go somewhere with it, but it never went anywhere. Sometimes you shoot your shot, and you get air. You never get that swish.
So
yeah, damn. But
anyway, so back to what we were talking about.
But like I'm saying, that could be a good spin-off, going that way. I don't know. I mean, Ahsoka's gonna have her own series, and I'm thinking, what if this is a nice way to enter, and you can see a lot of other stuff, because you can't follow along that story on Mandalorian. I mean, you can't, because essentially the Mandalorian is basically like a lone wolf and cub kind of story. You got Mando and the child. Like it's the story of Mando trying to get the child where he needs to get. Which I'm assuming he's gonna get there, and then they're gonna tell him like, "Sorry, bro, we don't adopt kids. We don't adopt younglings anymore." And then he goes, "Why?" And he goes, because of that one time." And they're gonna have a flashback, and then it's just Anakin showing up, and then the lightsaber lighting up, and then the kid looking at him like, "What's up?" Chat knows what I'm talking about. Younglings. So I'm assuming that it's gonna be something where he's gonna have to raise that kid. I don't know if everybody agrees with me. I'm saying I think that's where it's going to go, and that's how the series is going to follow along. But I did like that they're tying the cartoons back now to the actual story. Like all the canon things are kind of working their way together. I mean, who knows? There's a possibility that you could have because isn't Battlefront canon?
I don't think it would be canon, because if Battlefront's canon, that'd be kind of weird that Darth Vader, Darth Sidious, Darth Maul.
No. I'm talking about the story in Battlefront. Not that you can fight each other in Battlefront.
Oh, I haven't. I've played the campaign in Battlefront, so I wouldn't know.
Okay, yeah. I think I was talking about the campaign story. I thought the campaign story was, but I know what was the other. Man, now I'm drawing a blank, and the game was really good. The last Star Wars game that came out right now, where you got to be that one redheaded guy. Oh my god!
It's okay. You can think of it.
I'm trying to think of it, dude. I'm so lost. It just no, dude. Kendall, you played it, didn't you?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh my god! Is it
Come on.
Star Wars Oregon Trail? It's the one where you get dysentery. Come on.
Yeah. Star Wars Oregon Trail.
Yeah. Fallen Order. Thank you, Jesus Christ, man. You know what? Shout out to the chat today. They are saving my ass.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes, and that story is canon for sure. I know that for a fact that one is canon. So what's stopping us from seeing those kind of characters pop in? I mean, it's an exciting time with this series. You could have these characters pop into the Mandalorian, or pop into the whatever they're gonna call the Ahsoka series, or maybe maybe they call it Mandalore, and you got this new faction of the Mandalorians trying to go after the Darksaber, because I think the Darksaber is gonna have something to play in this series. right?
Well, duh, it already is. I mean, because at the end, or what is it? Gideon
Mm-hmm.
is he's the one who
Has
has
it.
the dark saber
Yeah.
at the moment. So we don't. I don't know if he was there at the purge and that's how he got it, or
I
if he
believe
inherited it from someone.
I want to say it makes it seem like he was there at the time, but I don't know if he was who he is now or how. But it almost it makes it sound like because he also knew Mando's real name, and he kind of seemed to know a lot more than what he should in that moment. Oh, okay. Here we go. We got a
Nah,
question.
I
Hold,
don't
hold,
think he was
hold,
ever gonna eat the tadpole.
hold on. I do think he was gonna eat the tadpole. Swear
No,
to Christ, I thought he was gonna eat it. Or
nope.
or I actually thought there were gonna be like 4 tadpoles in that thing, and that Baby Yoda was gonna train them, and this was gonna be like the new uh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but in the Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? Like Baby Yoda looks like Master Splinter, kind of wrinkly, even though he's a baby. You got 4 little tadpoles, puts a little mask on him, and
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but there was only one in the bowl.
I know, but still. Oh my god, have it squirm in his mouth. I really did think he was gonna eat it, but I see that's where I was going with the redemption. I feel like he didn't eat it because he got eaten and he realized, like, damn, I ate all your brothers. Like, fuck, whoops.
Well, not only that, but he seems to be pretty fucking smart, and I don't think he was gonna sit there and try to eat the damn kids in front of the parents.
He maybe not eat it in front, but it could have been like the last episode where all of a sudden he's like, "All right, Baby Yoda, let's go," and the parents turn around and they look at the bowl and there ain't no tadpole in the bowl, and then you were watching Baby Yoda walk away going whoop, just, and then that's it. That's how the episode ends. Hope he eats it,
Mm-hmm.
and then we get the theme music and everybody's like laughing. Oh, Baby Yoda.
Nah, people would have started boycotting the show at that point. If they were complaining about him eating the eggs, if he would have eaten that actual tadpole in front of the parents, then people probably would have started rioting.
Imagine he force chokes the parents and he's like, "Now I'm gonna eat your baby."
You know what? I think Gideon should take Baby Yoda and then turn him to the dark side. And then him and Mando have a face-off at the very end. And Baby Yoda kills him with dark lightning.
You think? Does that whole Darth Vader thing? Baby Yoda comes and picks up Gideon over his head and tosses him off a cliff.
Nah, that's too much. He's just gonna shock him to death with lightning.
You think so?
He's gonna get like mind controlled.
Because he did do a force choke in the first season, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's a. Oh, okay. They're asking. So is Pedro Pascal still Mando? To my knowledge, he is still Mando. I know there was a rumor saying that he walked off set or something like that, but I don't. I think it was just a rumor or something like that, because it seems like he's still there and everybody's still the same. I haven't heard anything different yet. I don't know if there were some disagreements, and you know how people like to like spread rumors and hype things up more. But to my knowledge, it's still Pedro Pascal as Mando.
Yep. I mean, he's still credited for all the episodes.
Yeah.
So
At least, so for
he's
sure this season.
still credited for episode 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and something called episode 3.1, which is coming in 2021 apparently.
That's a Christmas special.
Yes, Christmas on Tatooine.
Well, did you hear they're gonna have like a Lego Christmas special or something like that for like Star Wars?
A Lego Christmas special?
Yeah, I can't remember if it's on Netflix or where the fuck it's gonna pop up, but it is like a Lego Christmas special. Like I said, I don't know. What is it? Let me see. Lego Star Wars. It's gonna be on Disney Plus. It's the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. I wasn't wrong. Remember?
Probably watch it for 5 minutes.
Remember? Oh, it's probably gonna be good, dude. If it's anybody that made the if it's the same people that I don't think it might be the same people, but Ewok Adventures 2, yes. Yes, we did. Okay, I did know that. Now, did you know that, Kendall? Valerian Morningstar brought up a good point. Did you know that the actress that played Bo-Katan in The Mandalorian is the same voice actress who did it in Clone Wars?
Nope, because I am terrible when it comes to remembering people's fucking names as actors or actresses. Unless if you are Bruce Willis, Samuel Jackson,
Okay.
or Val Kilmer.
I was like, is that it? Or The Rock, because, you know, it's The Rock.
Who's The Rock?
Scorpion King. All right. Anyways, yeah, I did know that part. that it was her, but that I thought was really cool. But Ahsoka is not gonna be the voice actress because it's gonna be Rosario Dawson who's gonna be. Wait, did I do that right? No, because what's the other chick's name? Is it Rosario Dawson? Yeah, that sounds about right. It's gonna be. I believe it's gonna be Rosario Dawson who's Ahsoka. She's the one who came out in like Daredevil and what was that? What another show? Luke Cage and I think she was on those two shows. Oh, and Iron Fist. I think she came out in that for a little bit. And I think she came out in it, or maybe it was Defenders, and that's why I'm thinking she came out on all the shows. Anywho, I believe she's gonna be Ahsoka, which is cool. Oh, Sin City. But yeah, and so where were we, man? Because we've been bouncing around. Oh yeah, the ship. When they go get the ship for the weapons. Now that's where it starts to get exciting, right? This is where the whole episode takes a whole turn. He gets saved on the boat. They're like, "Hey man, can you help us out? And we'll help you find some Jedi." And then he's like, fuck, all right, whatever." And they tell Mando, all right, we just need to get these weapons. So they go into the ship. They're shooting stormtroopers. Stormtroopers are shooting the walls, you know.
Which they also make the joke that a lot of people say where that stormtroopers couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
Mm-hmm. Well, so, like when they ask him, it's like, oh my God, how many guys? It's got to be like 10 guys. And it turns out it's like only 4.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and then as they're going along, I like the whole part where he's like, haha, we locked him in. And he's like, where? In the control room. And they're like, what? And he's like, what? And then they open the back door and everybody falls out.
Yep.
It doesn't feel bad. There was a lot of murder that day. But it doesn't feel bad because they got thrown off the airlock. So even though they're going to die, you don't feel it because you don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Good on you, Disney.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's just cover up mass murder by making it funny.
It's hilarious, and everybody died. So I just want to reiterate that Star Wars, they're all dead. But it made me laugh. And then they're gonna take over the ship. It gave me that reminiscent vibe of Darth Vader, because she asked him, he's like, "Hey, this wasn't part of the deal," and I just felt like she was about to do that whole Darth Vader thing where she goes, "Pray I don't alter the deal any further."
Pray I don't alter it any further.
Yeah.
No, I mean she just straight up is like, "Hey, look, you want our help? I need you to help me with this."
And then she's like, "This is the way, motherfucker," and he's like, "Fuck your way. All right, let's go." And you know, Mando being Mando, he's just badass, getting shot all the time, bouncing off his Beskar armor, looking sexy like that all the time. Beskar. I was like, damn, dude, this guy's sick. And you know, you end up seeing what is it, Gideon in the little hologram, and he's just like they're telling him, "Hey man, we need backup. This is what's up," and he's kind of like, backup ain't coming, man.
Yeah, so you know what to do.
You know what to do.
So he pulls out his gun, he shoots the 2 pilots, and is getting ready to crash land wherever the fuck onto the planet that he starts diving straight down.
You know, my biggest concern was, I'm like, yo, this guy's gonna crash land back on Baby Yoda.
Well, if that happened, Baby Yoda would have just used the Force and been like, "Fuck off, bitch."
Right? No, but that's the one thought that I had, that I went through. I don't know if anybody else went through that, but that's the one thought that I was like, oh man, what if he lands back in this little port where all these guys are, and he tries to kill Baby Yoda? Like, nobody's thinking about that, but I was. And I like to think that Mando sprang into action thinking the same thing. Like, man, I gotta save that Baby Yoda. You know, gotta save my boy. And then they get the
No,
ship.
he was just wanted to get back to that chowder with the calamari in it.
Oh, that weird looking calamari. What about that calamari? Is everywhere? But yeah, they save the ship. The guys get the ship. She explains to him who Ahsoka is, and that's what I'm saying. That's why we're talking about her, because he explains to her, Bo-Katan explains to him, hey, this is what's going on. This is the Jedi you can seek, and tells her where she's at, and so he's on his way. Goes, picks up Baby Yoda, and then you get to see the repair job on the ship. Mind you, that ship looks, I think, more fucked up than when he first showed up, when he's taking off. Because, I mean, there's like fisherman's netting everywhere, and it's all kinds of whack shit. And then you get to see that little calamari thing pop out again. But this time, Baby Yoda eats them. And then you go, oh man, there you go. Eat other
Yeah,
things.
after Mando yells at him to stop playing with his food again.
Yeah. So I think it's a good episode. I think it's got a good place to go. Now, what do you expect from these next couple episodes right now? Because now we got to see some
I
assignment.
expect Gideon to make like a much bigger appearance. I expect more troopers going after Mondo because hey, he now knows that they showed up and everything.
Now I want to say I think he's gonna. I don't think they're gonna get answers on Baby Yoda, right? I don't think he's gonna go find the Jedi. Maybe you're gonna hear about Yoda. But I don't think there's going to be a big emphasis on what Baby Yoda is or things like that. I don't think they're going to take Baby Yoda because I think the Empire is going to show up on him right there.
Yep, I mean that's going to be pretty obvious.
Right.
I mean, he's not going to go try to pawn it off on her, and if he is, then obviously the Empire is going to show up at the moment where they're going to take it. She's not going to be able to take him. He's going to have to take Baby Yoda and yeet him and Baby Yoda out somewhere and get in the ship, fucking run off into another place.
You think he's going to keep the same ship, or you think this is a good excuse to give him a new ship?
Nah, he's going to keep the classic.
Yeah, I thought so. I hope they fix it, though, because it looks like ass right now. The good old Razor Crest.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I mean, I guess we went through 3 episodes.
Yep.
We're going to try to come back next week and do these episode per episode, get a lot more detailed, because, it's almost been an hour right now trying to go through 3, but we're going to try to be a little bit more in-depth and more detailed in the next ones. I hope you guys will join us. You can join us live here on Twitch when we do them. You can follow us there. That way you know where it's at. You can follow us on Twitter at Los Muchachos Inc. You can follow us on Instagram at Los Muchachos Media. Send us an email at losmuchachosmedia@gmail.com. We have all the links on our YouTube and our Instagram. On YouTube, you can find us at Los Muchachos Media. We got a Gmail there. We got everything. Search for us somewhere. You'll find all the rest of our stuff there. I hope you guys enjoyed what we gave you today. Kendall, let them know where they can find you.
Well, if you want, you can follow me on Instagram at Esper56, or if you want to follow me on Twitch.tv, Esper6476. Picked up the PS5 and I've been streaming some stuff on that.
Yep. So check them out. Give them a follow. Give them a like. And with that, we will call this a good night. Really appreciate everybody that's watching us, everybody that's following us, and we hope to see you guys in the next one. I've been Fred,
and I've been Kendall,
and later, everybody.